Good morning, children. Let us see chapter number 10, Reaching the Age of Adolescence. Let us revise first what we have studied so far. We have seen how the body undergoes changes that leads to reproductive maturity. This change in between childhood and adulthood is known as adolescence. It begins around the age of 11 and lasts till the age of 18 or 19 years. These changes marks the onset of puberty. And let us see further what are the changes in puberty. It is seen that there is sudden increase in height as the bones of the limbs elongate, and it is seen that girls grow faster than boys and they reach their maximum height by the age of 18 years. There is also changes in the body shape. In boys, there is shoulders become more broader and chests become wider. And in girls, the waist becomes wider. The changes in boys and girls are different. Again, there is a voice change as the voice box, that is the larynx, begins to grow. The voice in the boys deepens, okay, as there is thickening of the larynx. So all these changes we have already discussed in details, and also how there is increase in the activity of sweat and sebaceous glands. Then the most important change is there is development of sex organs which leads to reproductive maturity. In males, the testes start producing sperms, and in girls, the ovaries enlarge and starts producing ovum, that is the female gamete. There is mental, intellectual, and emotional maturity. So all these changes we have discussed so far. Now let us understand what is secondary sexual characters. Now the reproductive organs have matured and they have started producing gametes. Here the boys can be distinguished from the matured boys, that is, they get the facial hair, there is growth of mustache and beard. Again, there is development of hairs on chest, in the armpit region and in the pubic region. In girls, the breast starts developing. These changes are controlled by hormones. Do you know what are hormones? Hormones are chemical substances which are secreted by the ductless endocrine glands. So in males, the male hormone, that is testosterone, is secreted from testes from the onset of puberty. Similarly, ovaries begin to produce the female hormone estrogen, which develops the breast, and milk secreting glands or mammary glands develop inside the breast. And these endocrine glands are again controlled by pituitary gland. Now these hormones, when they are secreted from the endocrine glands, they don't have ducts. So they are secreted directly into the bloodstream and they reach the target organ. So these hormones bring about the secondary sexual character development. Now, our Bujo and Paheli have a question that till what time this reproductive maturity lasts. So, it lasts till the organs are capable of producing gametes, and the males, they have longer productive life as compared to females. It starts from puberty, okay, but in females it ends at the age of approximately 45 to 50 years, which is termed as menopause. As we have already discussed that the uterus becomes thick after fertilization to receive the embryo, but if the ovum is not fertilized, it comes out of the uterus and is shedded off along with blood. This process is known as menstruation, and the menstrual cycle is about 28 to 30 days. The first menstrual flow begins at puberty. It is known as menarche, and the stoppage of menstruation approximately at the age of 45 to 50 years is known as menopause. Okay. Now, this cycle is controlled by hormones, and this menstrual cycle is seen when pregnancy does not occur. Now, let us move further towards our next interesting topic, like how is the sex of baby determined, whether the baby is a boy or a girl. Do you know how we can make it out from our genetic characters? Where it is located? Inside the chromosomes. The chromosomes, which are located inside the nucleus, these thread-like structures, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes in the nucleus. Okay, now out of this, one pair is sex chromosome, and in males it is X and Y pair, and in females it is X and X pair. Okay, children. So during fertilization, if the sperm is carrying X chromosome, so it mates with the X chromosome of ovum, and the resultant is XX girl. Similarly, if the sperm is carrying Y chromosome, so it will fertilize with X carrying chromosome of ovum, and the resultant is XY male. So now you are totally aware that mother is not responsible for giving birth to a boy, a baby boy or a baby girl. Now you have to spread this awareness and get rid of the orthodox thinking which we are listening around us. And it's very common, right? Now let us study the other endocrine glands in our body, which are the thyroid gland, the pancreas, the adrenal gland, and the master gland, that is the pituitary gland, which controls all the other glands. We have also heard about goiter, which is a disease of thyroid gland, and it is produced due to less secretion of the hormone thyroxine. You might have definitely heard about the disease diabetes. It is caused due to insufficient supply of insulin hormone from pancreas. Then we again know the fight and flight hormone, that is the adrenaline, which is secreted by adrenal glands. And our growth is because of growth hormone, which is secreted by pituitary gland. Now, our Bujo is having a thought that are these hormones in other animals also? And what are the role they play in other animals? Do they have any role in reproduction? So let us see our next topic, that is role of hormones in completing the life history of insects and frogs. We have already studied the process of metamorphosis. That is how the moth becomes grows. Okay, the history of the silk moth, then how the caterpillar becomes a butterfly. है ना? We have seen how the larva of grows from the eggs, then turns into tadpole, and finally it becomes a frog. And we also know how the water should contain iodine for the development of tadpoles. If it is not containing sufficient amount of iodine, then the growth of the tadpole is stunted and affected. They cannot become adults. Even in human beings, thyroid gland needs iodine for proper functioning. So children, just go and check. क्या आपके नमक में आयोडीन है? A balanced diet is required for proper physical and mental well-being of an individual's health. And during adolescence, there is a lot of importance of balanced diet because of the rapid growth and development. So the diet needs to be properly planned. We already know what is meant by balanced diet. It should have correct proportion of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Also, iron rich food is necessary along with the energy giving foods. This time you are very fond of chips, packed and tin snacks, fried things, but this should not replace your regular meals. Otherwise, it will not give the nutrition needed by you. You are in this adolescent age, okay? So you have to consider yourself. You have to think what you are eating, whether it's giving you proper nutrition or not. Are you taking a balanced diet? And the most important thing, the personal hygiene, as there is increased activity of sweat gland and sebaceous gland. So this needs to be taken care of. The body needs to be washed and cleaned properly. Otherwise, there is a chances of getting bacterial infection. And also due to the menstruation, there is a more requirement of hygiene. The sanitary pads used during menstruation should compulsorily be changed after the use of 4 to 5 hours. Then you should also keep yourself active by having physical exercise. Fresh air is most important during this time. And don't be confused with all the myths and taboos. Children, remember, anything and everything under the sun comes under science. And you should not at all believe anything which is not having scientific reasoning. Okay? So, whatever myths and taboos you come across, very few are mentioned in our textbook, but you might have heard about more myths and taboos. So, discard them. Okay? Just ignore them. In our Google Meet, we'll discuss about some myths and taboos, then some do's and don'ts which you came across. And our last topic, say no to drugs. Do you know what are drugs? Drugs are the medicinal content, okay? But in a medicine, what is the content which is having a medicinal action is called a drug. But when it is taken in more amount, it becomes poisonous. It gives addiction. It ruins health and happiness. It is taken in different forms, but it is to be tabooed. Okay, and when a female takes such drugs, it can be transmitted to the infant who is being fed milk. So, these drugs should be avoided. Nowadays, we have heard a lot about coronavirus, but there are so many different types of dangerous virus. Have you heard about HIV, which causes a very serious disease known as AIDS? This virus can be transmitted by sexual contact with infected person, or by sharing syringes with an infected person, or it can also be transmitted from mother to her infant. This is a fatal disease of different kinds of symptoms known as syndromes, and it leads to reduced immunity, which gives the chances of different diseases infection in our body. Okay, now I would like you to observe one thing. When you might have visited any hospital, if you have undergone any sonography, or you might have heard about it, some of your family member undergoing any sonography. So have you read any notice there that sex determination is not being followed here? It is a crime. Have you come across such notices? Are you aware about determination of sex of a unborn child? Okay, do you know it is mentioned that it is a crime and it will not be followed in any of the hospitals. Though outside India it is not a crime, instead it is a celebration. Children, think over this and we'll discuss it in our Google Meet, why it is crime only in India, and also we'll discuss about question and answers of this chapter. So if you feel you can write it on your own, so write and send me the question answers through email. Thank you children. See you at 12:30.